Okay, can everyone hear me? Yes? I'm sorry for the delay, but yeah, we got some technical difficulties. Uh, so, uh, Today I'd like to talk to you about local AI and specifically how we as developers can use local AI to improve our workflow. So, I'm going to talk about a few things. And here's the agenda. Uh, of course, I'm going to tell you why you should use local AI. I'm going to also tell you something about open source LLMs. I'm going to show you how you can use Ollama and LM Studio to run these models locally. I'm going to show you how you can replace GitHub Copilot with continue.dev and as a ChatGPT replacement, Open Web UI. So, first, and I'm gonna keep this short. Who am I? I'm Raymon. I'm 36 years old. I'm a tech lead at SBB. So if you are living in the Netherlands and you are going to a company to do an internship, this organization will make sure that they teach you the proper things. I love working with, talking with, and playing with AI. And for 14 years, I'm doing front-end development. So hardcore AI, that's not my thing, but using AI to improve my workflow, definitely. So in preparation for this, at the 13th of February, I decided let's go cold turkey, cancel my subscription for ChatGPT and embrace the full local AI experience so I can show you what are the nice things, maybe not so nice things. So I got a good preparation. So who's working with AI in their workflow? Please, hands up. Well, that's what I experienced. ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Google Gemini, maybe, Claude, Mistral, DeepSeek? No? Ah, great. That's awesome. So we are not alone as developers to use AI for our work. As you can see, ChatGPT is used the most by the developers. And these statistics are worldwide. So ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot are really, really popular. And a lot of developers are using AI while writing code. And you can see that's the most popular. And also searching for answers or debugging code, getting help. Those things are the most popular. So the AI landscape changed a lot. Previous year, I was here with my buddy Marco and showing people how you can use GitHub Copilot because it was a new thing. Now most of you will use it. So I think a few days ago, Claude 3.7 Sonnet came with the Claude code. It works with agents. I've seen some demos, I didn't try it, but it looks really cool. Also, a nice thing is OpenAI made O3 Mini, so a reasoning model. They made them free for all users. If you haven't tried it, go try. Also, recently, XAI, well, love it or hate it, but they made a new model, which is Grok 3. And it's supposed to be really great, as you can see their own works. Also recently, DeepSeek R1 is open source, and that shocked the world. You can now not only use DeepSeek on their website, you can also run it locally, and I'm going to show you. So a lot of development has gone to AI the last year. But what if GitHub Copilot or ChatGPT goes down? What are you going to do? Or your connection dropped. GitHub Copilot has errors. What are you going to do? Especially if you really rely on AI while writing code. Well, that happened to me. I used GitHub Copilot and I had to do some work. And I wanted to switch to the new Claude model. And then GitHub Copilot broke. Because, I don't know, but it broke. But I overcame this. I used LM Studio and Continue.dev, which is a extension in Visual Studio Code, and also in the Atlassian, no, not the Atlassian, I'm gonna tell you in a bit. So what did I use? I used LM Studio, which was already installed on my computer, to run open source LLMs. I used the Qwen 2.5 coder 7b, which is an open source LLM created by Alibaba, if I'm correct. I installed Continue.dev and continued to work. So, no issues. So let's dive into the world of local AI. I'll take you on the journey, but hopefully after this, you will get this home or at work and try some things yourself. So how can we run LLMs locally on our computers? Well, that's easy. LM Studio and Ollama can help you with that. So of course, you have to install LM Studio. It's super easy. You can just go to the website, install, download the installer, and start using it. And I'm going to show you later. What's great about LM Studio? It's open source. It's user-friendly. It has a nice GUI. It integrates with a lot of other tools. And the best thing, you can run it offline. You don't need an internet connection. Yes, you need an internet connection to download the LLM, but you can use it locally. They got a large library of LLMs. So the most fun thing is to show you and give you a demo of it. So over here, I'm going to LM Studio. I opened a new chat. And we are gonna, I already got Llama 3.2 installed, but I have to load it into memory. So I'm gonna do that. Here I have the Llama 3.2, and it is the 3 billion parameter. And I'm definitely going to use my GPU, because that gives me some performance benefits. If you only have a CPU, it will definitely be slower, but I'm going to share some things at the end of my presentation. So I'm not going to do full GPU. That's why I also have my laptop over here on a stand, because it got some fresh air, but because it needed. So I'm loading the LM. So it takes a little bit of time. Do I need to zoom in for you guys? Or is it good? Good? Nice. So over here, I have a prompt. And what's the difference between a library and a framework in the perspective of a developer? And for this case, I'm not going to focus really into the answer, but really demo for you that it will show you the answer. And all locally. And as you can see, because it is a small model, it is fast. So if you're gonna try other LLMs, don't use the big ones, because it will be slow. So there's no internet connection needed for this. And as you can see, it got 28 tokens a second. Well, for me, locally, that's pretty fast. So that was LM Studio. This is Ollama. Maybe you heard something about it, but Ollama helps you also to run local LLMs. It is more for a developer, in my opinion, because it's terminal-based. It's also open source. It offers a REST API where you can use it for developing local tools on your computer to help you. It integrates with a lot of coding assistance and other tools. Also, you can use it offline, and they offer the best open source LLMs, especially the most popular ones. So, of course, I'm going to show you. In this case, we are going to use Llama 3.2 as well, and give it a prompt. So, over here I have my terminal. I think it's big enough. And if you want to see which LLMs you already got installed, you use the command Ollama list, because it shows you which are already on your machine. If you want to download one, it's also super easy. You do the command Ollama pull and then the name of the model. And then it pulls, download it on your computer. Well, I already got it downloaded, so I can start using it. So how do I do that? With Ollama run Llama 3.2 3B. Well, takes a little bit of time. And in the meantime, I'm gonna eject this one because it takes up some memory. So over here, I can start using it as a ChatGPT, but then in the terminal. I'm gonna give it the same prompt. And as we saw before in LM Studio, over here, it gives the same result or similar. Also pretty fast because it's a small LLM. So if you want to see if it is running on your computer or you want to develop an application on your computer, you can go to the URL and you can see Ollama is running. And there's a whole API behind it, so they also got it a great documentation on their GitHub so you can start using it. So how can you use it? Well, the localhost URL or a different one if you decided to host it somewhere or on a different port. You can start using it. In this case, it's a piece of JavaScript, and you can do a post request with the model and with the prompt. And in this case, I put it stream on false. In the terminal and in LM Studio, you start, the text is flowing. Well, for an API, maybe that's not the correct way. For a chat application, that is. So I put it on false over here. And then I will get the JSON. So I made it a little bit smaller because it's sending so much data back. But this is the result you will get. A response, which model, how many tokens a second, how long did it take to generate this answer. If you use streaming, the done reason, the done to true is an important one. So that was how can you use local LLMs running on your own computer. Now I want to show you how you can use continue.dev as a replacement for GitHub Copilot. So you don't have to rely on GitHub or other services. What's so great about continue.dev It is open source. They have a extension for VS Code and JetBrains. That was the thing I forgot. It integrates also with a lot of AI APIs, so that's easy. Most of those APIs are inspired by the ones of OpenAI. And you can use it offline, but also online, because they offer the possibility to use the APIs of OpenAI, Grok, or name a few. So I'm going to show you, of course. I'm going to start a project, which is a .NET project. I'm a front-end developer, so that's not my piece of cake. But I had to do some things, so I want to use AI for that. So I'm going to copy the prompt, and we are going to use the Qwen 2.5 coder 7B, so not too big, but big enough. And we can use that from the LM Studio. So let's open that application. I think it's big enough. Cool. So over here on the right, we have continue.dev. And we can select a lot of LLMs which I have installed in LM Studio or in Ollama. So in this case, they already detected the one that I want to use, which is Qwen Coder. And over here, I will paste the prompt. But I'm not gonna use the word code base. I can use add code base, so it really will check my files in my code base so it has more context, because context is key. So we're gonna ask, how can I start this .NET project via my terminal, check my code base. So pretty simple prompt, but if I don't know how to start it, it will be really helpful, hopefully. And I tried a lot of LLMs, and with this LLM I got the best result, and also somewhat fast enough. So if you are a .NET developer, you don't have to do this because you already know. But for me, this was pretty handy, that I know how to restore the dependencies, build the application, and run it. So I know, I already tested this works. But we're gonna do something extra. I want to know how I can add another page to the application, because I don't know. So we can continue with this prompt and ask it how to add a new route and for a about page. And as you can see, because it's already loaded into memory via LM Studio, it is using my GPU heavily, because this is gonna give me better performance. And probably if you are a .NET developer, you're gonna notice that it's the correct answer, because I already tried it, but I'm not gonna do it here because we already took some of your time. So it's really good in answering your questions step by step. And I think that is as good, in my opinion, like GitHub Copilot, but then local. So we replaced GitHub Copilot. I think that's cool. And that all thanks to open source software. And I think we should have more appreciation about the people that are working on open source software, because now we can do this locally. So if you compare a little bit more into depth the continue.dev and the extension of GitHub Copilot, there are some similarities, but also one difference, or a bit different. We have both chat, edit, auto suggestion. I didn't show the edit and the auto suggestion, but you can also configure that. And it takes a little bit of time, but it works good. The one difference is that they don't have agents yet. GitHub Copilot recently launched their agents mode. Well, probably in continue.dev we will get that as well, but currently it is in development. The nice things, in my opinion, are the docs index. And the nice thing is that if you go to press these 3 dots, it will, before you're gonna use it, it will start indexing your code base. And that's really giving the speed. Otherwise, it will take a lot of more time to find all those files. Another nice thing is that you can also index the documentation of certain frameworks. So it checks which one are you using, and you can start indexing them. You can also add them manually, so that's really great. Well, also nice, we can have multiple LLM providers, both locally and online, so that's really good. It is always as fast as your computer. If you have a GPU, you will get performance benefits. If you only have a CPU, then it's slower. So let's replace ChatGPT. You can use Open Web UI as a ChatGPT alternative. It is open source. You can run it via Python and Docker. It integrates with Ollama and other open AI compatible APIs. You can use it offline, but also online. You can host it yourself if you want. You can build, they have a built-in rack to add a knowledge base, so you can upload PDFs, documents, Markdown, you name it, and you can start using it. They got a great user management, especially if you want to host it. You can create custom Ollama models and somewhat agents. I didn't try the agents part, but the custom Ollama models is really cool. And just like at the beginning of ChatGPT, we didn't got a web search. Now we have, well, over here in Open Web UI, you got it as well. And much more, and I mean really a lot more. So let's try Open Web UI. We're gonna use the model DeepSeek R1. I got that locally, the 7 billion parameter, so it's not the biggest one, but it's got some nice features, so that's nice. And here's the prompt. And this prompt is, for me, a good indicator how good the LLM performs. But I already used it so many times, and more often it is correct, but also in some cases it's not correct. So we are gonna load the DeepSeek R1, and we're gonna ask how many R's are there in the word strawberry. For us, pretty simple. For an LLM, not always. So it's now thinking. Well, my interface is in Dutch, so I'm going to translate. It's thinking. And well, here is a thinking process, and this is what I find cool, that you can see the thinking process. And if you compare that with yourself, you also got a lot of thinking during your work. Well, this LLM does it as well. Well, you see a lot of text. And it's wrong. It got 2 R's, so that's weird. Let's try again, because it's cool if we got the correct one. Think again. Let's see. So I'm not gonna tell it, hey, there are 3 in it. I'm gonna ask, think again, because more often it will, well, not the case right now. 1 try. Hopefully 3 times it will work. And if you have a bigger model of the DeepSeek or another reasoning model, probably it will be right the first time. But this is a bit, okay, well, sadly enough, it got it wrong. Let's see, I got it here. I tried it, yeah, a couple times. So over here, you can see it's right over here. But hey, that's also the thing with using LLMs. It is not really predictable. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right. So you have to try. And you can also try to, you can try to use the temperature to add some creativity to it. Maybe that can help, but you have to try and try until it works. So let's try another one. And maybe more simple. And open. Not this one. I need to open a new chat. And over here I'm asking, tell me the 3 reasons why I should use TypeScript. And also 3 reasons why I shouldn't. And we're using the DeepSeek R1 as well. And for this question, it is, well, it depends on how you look at it, but the differences between wrong or right are less, like this. So the reasons: early error detection, enhanced. Well, I'm not gonna tell you everything, but hey, these type of questions are great for asking AI locally, offline. So we can use DeepSeek as well for a piece of code. So I wanted to select this, but I have to open my editor. To copy the prompt. And we're gonna paste it into Open Web UI and send it to DeepSeek. And maybe if you are good with JavaScript, you can spot the error. Maybe not, it's no problem, because DeepSeek will help us with it. And in this case, I'm asking what goes wrong in the function and explain it to me like I'm a 12-year-old. Well, depends on how smart the 12-year-old is and how DeepSeek looks at it. But if you see here, it really takes me step by step into the code, what it does, where it goes wrong, and why it didn't give me the results I wanted. So over here, it fixed my code, and I can use it. So if you are not really good with coding yet, it's really good to ask DeepSeek to help you with it. So that's really cool. I already told you at the beginning that we can ask to search the web. So normal LLMs only have the data from that date and not more. But now we're gonna use some web search and we're gonna ask, when will the Devworld Conference 2025 in Amsterdam Rai be? And tell me more about the talks and topics I can expect there. So, they have to work on their interface because that plus, and I'm gonna use Llama 3.2 for this case because early on this gave me the best result. And I selected zoeken op het web, well, searching on the web. And we will find out if it can find some information about this conference. And let's see if it can find the topics we can expect if you didn't watch the calendar. So it's generating a prompt to search for information about this conference. And in the settings you can use multiple search engines. You can use Google, you can use DuckDuckGo and more. So over here, well, it's correct. February 27th, well, today. And we can expect some AI for developers. Well, you're on the right spot. DevOps, JavaScript, backend, name it. And also nice, it gave us the sources where it got it from. So that's really cool. So also nice work. So as a recap, running local LLMs on your computer, you can do that with Ollama and LM Studio. If you want to replace GitHub Copilot, you can use continue.dev. Well, there are a bunch others, but I got the best experience with continue.dev. If you want to replace ChatGPT, you can use OpenWebUI. So why use local AI? Well, I started it with at the beginning, if your connection drops, if in the current state of America, as Trump says, well, it's not that predictable for us. So maybe they will close us off. Well, we have open source software and we can run it offline. No recurring subscription, and yes, it is as fast as your computer. Also the data that goes in, you control it. It doesn't go anywhere else. It's locally on your computer. If you have concerns about that, turn off your internet connection after you download the LLM, then you know for sure. So I tried this workflow on a bunch of laptops. And the best one, I got it over here because that gave me the best performance. Because this is an MSI Steel series with a Intel core. I forgot to name, it's an Ultra 9, not a normal 9. It got 64 gigs of RAM. It got a NVIDIA RTX 4070, I think with 32 gigs of memory in it. And the results I got with DeepSeek, oh, I got a typo, are 50 tokens per second. Well, for locally, I found that really fast. Llama 3.2, not the one that I used over here, but a slightly bigger one, gave me 32 tokens a second. Also pretty fast. For the Mac users, I have a MacBook Pro M1, and that got also really good results. Maybe not as fast, but fast enough for me. And it got 11 seconds tokens a second for the DeepSeek, and with the Llama 24 tokens per second. The laptop I tried here before was a Asus ZenBook AMD Ryzen 9, 16 gig of RAM, so no GPU in it. So it got lower results, but it can be good enough. Especially if you try the Llama 3.2 3 billion parameters, it will be a lot faster. So 6 tokens a second for DeepSeek and 10 tokens a second for Llama 3.2. So if you start using local AI, note this. Having a GPU gives you a really performance boost. Don't use the biggest LLMs because your laptop is going to freeze or your computer. It drains your battery. That's why I took this one with me, because otherwise, well, we had to stop halfway. So please, as a message when you go home, please install local AI, at least as a backup. Because if your internet connection closes or you got some a really stable network, you will definitely thank me later, because you can continue to work. I hope that you learned, well, quite some things new. Be inspired to use local AI. If you want to find this presentation online, you can see the presentation on this URL. Currently, I'm running it locally. Also, the repo is on my GitHub. I created this presentation with SlideDev. It's an open source project. You can use it with Markdown, use a few components with it. So I found it really cool, and it's got a great developer experience. Thank you. If you have any questions, well, hit me up. Thank you.